All right, guys. So it's been a while since very long while actually, since I uploaded anything to YouTube or just did anything involving YouTube. Essentially because I wanted to just do something related to Smash, but I couldn't, and I just gave up streaming Overwatch. I just couldn't get the hang of it. I guess my computer is just not capable of streaming it yet, so yeah. And I also don't have the proper connection, so it's a lot much more tedious and complicated than what it seems to be like. So yeah, I'm gonna be, as the title says, I'm gonna be doing Mega Man X4 with Mega Man X with only the X Buster. I'm gonna be using obviously special abilities. I'm gonna be getting, the armors and shit. But I'm just definitely gonna try not to use special weapons. I'm not gonna use special weapons on bosses. There's only one boss that demands a special weapon because there's no way to beat him without it. So I'm gonna have to use it with him. But besides that, it's gonna be rocking the game with only the X Buster. Now, this is a game that, well, I'm gonna be playing it meanwhile I talked about it. So this is a game that I played when I was way younger, like way younger, and this is a series that impacted me because of, like, story wise, gameplay wise. I really love platformers, like really love platformers. So being able to, play these games again was definitely a huge step in gaming for me, because I don't feel that I'm that much of a gamer, to be honest. Like, I don't go around getting hyped for mini games. I don't really do. I play only a couple and that's about it. But the few games that I have, I really enjoy them. And this was one of the games that I absolutely enjoyed. I played Mega Man X3 in my console. I don't remember if it was PlayStation 1 or Super Nintendo. I don't remember. Mega Man X4, X5, and X6 are the ones I'm more like, I played the most, and where's the games that I repeatedly played when I was younger. Well, with the exception of X6, which is a complete trash game, and I really did not like that game at all. But X4, a beautiful game. X5, not as good as X4, but certainly has a beauty to it. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing the X series. I'm gonna be trying to do all of the Mega Man X games. I am definitely not gonna be doing Mega Man X, X2, and X3 with the Buster only, because these games are way harder if we do not use the proper weaknesses and all that jazz. So I am definitely gonna have to use special weapons there. But I can do X4, X5. I'm not sure about it, but I think I can do X6 as well without the special weapons. That's a little bit of a suicide move, but I'm gonna try to do it. So without further ado, let's just go ahead into the game, because I think I'm not gonna be able to complete it in this first stream. I'm obviously gonna be leaving every single outro. What the hell? I'm obviously gonna be leaving every single cutscene and all that stuff, so that you guys can enjoy it and get to see it. I'm just gonna leave it there. And Mega Man X4 was the first game to like graphically change from the original X1 to X3, which were all like Super Nintendo lookalike, if I can make myself understandable. And it's a great game because it not only pushes the story in a very interesting manner, but it also has a lot of features that other Mega Man X games just simply scrapped out or they just didn't include it. Like, for example, animated cutscenes. All this animated stuff that's going on, it's definitely non-existent in neither X4 or X5. I think X7 doesn't even have, and yeah, I don't think the game has it. It's 3D, but it doesn't have, like, it's 3D model and it also has 3D field view, but I think it doesn't have animated scenes. X8, I do know it does have, but yeah, it's okay. I mean, it was kind of obvious they should have had at that point animated scenes, because come on, technology had already advanced way too far. But I don't know why they scrapped it out for, say, X5. I completely understand why X6 didn't have it, because X6 was a completely rushed game that didn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I'm gonna be configuring my controls. I do not play with a controller, I play with my keyboard, so I definitely have to work around that. I think Expositor Weapon C-Saber, I think it's this one. I think they moved it. Oh no, that's the learn move. Jump, dash, gig attack. Learn move, we can leave it on B. And left and right. There we go. It's gonna be a huge challenge to, you know, be able to like check out the comments and stuff and play, because every single time that I cut out from the scene, it cuts me out from like the window itself. It shows this tab thing, this menu over there every time I leave it. So yeah, just to kind of clarify, every time it's minimized too. So we can choose between playing Zero or Mega Man. We can only play one character throughout the entire game. So as the title says, we're gonna be rocking Mega Man.
It's about the Maverick Hunters, General. They are far too eager to please the humans and continue to hunt down the Reploids. Do you believe they pose a significant threat?
Perhaps.
You already know the truth, General. Their sole mission has been to destroy any Reploids who fail to do as the humans order. It's in your best interest to stop them now, before they turn on you. You possess enough power to destroy them!
You are dismissed.
What?
I will not betray the humans. Remove yourself from my sight. My business with you has concluded.
Very well. But you will change your mind soon, I assure you.
The triple C. Triple shot over there. Typical from animated, like Japanese anime. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm not gonna be like leaving every single dialogue, and I'm not gonna read this every single dialogue as well. Maybe the short ones and the important ones, I'm gonna be leaving them, but you know, like headquarter news and all that stuff, I'm just definitely not. I'm just gonna go skip it. So, right, just checking out everything's in order. Yeah. Alright. So this is the intro stage. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. There's not much to it, to be sincere with you. It's a pretty simple stage. Very, very simple platforming. We have to get past this guy. And just essentially, we've been sent to this one particular position and we just have to get out of it. It's as simple as that. And we're almost over, which is funny. And that's about it. We're done. So I'm just gonna summarize what's going on. We've been sent to the name of this place, which is the Sky Lagoon. We've been sent to the Sky Lagoon, and basically what happened is that there was this maverick that we saw in the background. Mavericks are just essentially robots that go boinkers and just start attacking people and robots themselves. So we were gonna stop him, but he escaped. And apparently he destroyed the core of the Sky Lagoon, and it's apparently gonna fall into the ground. And like our character just said, we're heading now to the city, which we can evidently see that the Sky Lagoon fell onto and pretty much destroyed everything, and a bunch of people died. Yeah, this is a pretty dark way to begin this game. This stage is also pretty simple. Blocks essentially fall from the sky, and all you gotta do is just simply maneuver around them. There are a couple of enemies, but they're all essentially one-shot killed. The game is a lot much more easier with Mega Man X because, well, you have the advantage of you know, attacking from a distance, something that Zero doesn't have, and Mega Man for some reason has a way better defense than Zero. So being able to play from a farther distance and being able to deal damage with a better defense is just an advantage. Now, this is our intro stage boss. The stage itself is pretty short, as we can see. And the boss itself is also pretty simple. I don't know how to dodge that. It's pretty simple, to be honest. There's no just science to it. All he does is just like move from one side to another and just throw in some energy spheres and whatnot, but that's about it. And this here is the colonel. Now the colonel, he's part of the Reploid Air Force, which abbreviated as the Reploid Force, and it's essentially a military organization of robots that's just, you know, they're meant to be that, you know, for defense and, you know, used for war, essentially. And Mega Man right here is apparently accusing the colonel and also the Reploid Air Force that about, you know, the Sky Lagoon falling into the ground. So essentially he's not exactly blaming them, but Colonel doesn't want to hand over, drop their weapons, you know, to get a check, see if they've gone Maverick or something. Even though he's clearly stated that he's not exactly like a Maverick or anything, and nobody involving the Ripper Force, you know, has to do with this. But he won't drop the weapons, and that's essentially the starter of everything in the game. And if you guys remember from the initial cutscene, we can see that there's somebody that's trying to persuade the Ripper Force to fight against the Maverick Hunters, which are essentially like the police. Now, these are my 2 playthroughs. I did play the game before. You know, I did 2 playthroughs before actually playing the game as it is. But here's a cutscene, so I'm gonna let you guys listen to it.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as mavericks by the humans. We cannot suffer this indignity and live in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids. But remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce. The most powerful army in history!
The General has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
So that's basically the plot. Now the Repliforce they began their coup, and they're not Mavericks or exactly evil, but they're just planning to do something that's not in the law. They're trying to escape and essentially build a nation of only robots. And yeah, that's about it. We're gonna have to basically fight them, even though they are not exactly evil themselves, but they are just simply going on a coup against us. Not against us, but against, you know, order in general. And there are 8 locations with 8 robots in charge, you know, of each area, doing something in each of this particular areas. And we just gotta go and stop them. That's basically it. Now, there's something you guys gotta notice, and not exactly every single robot is part of the Reploid Air Force, so... there are a couple of robots that they are actually bad. Now, I'm gonna be starting with Magma Dragoon because it's a boss that we can face with something in particular that makes the fight just so much more bearable and easier. So we're just gonna go ahead and do it. The stage itself is not that hard, so he's always my first candidate to deal with. And this stage you just go by basically dash jumping. Fuck. I've never been able to do this part without getting hit, you know. Now, something particular about this game is that even though they had animated cutscenes and all that stuff, they just had a terrible job deciding, you know, voice actors. They had a terrible job. Voice acting here is terrific. It's enjoyable, but it's terrific. But not in the good way. It's like terrifyingly bad. Also, this stage has a hard tank, which by jumping here with a fast jump, we can get him. So not only do we get to fight the boss itself in a much more easier fashion, we are also able to, you know, amplify our health a little bit more. And the level is almost over. I'm gonna be taking this bottom path. Fuck. I think that's about it, yeah. And we're at the boss, and we're gonna be facing it with our mech armor, which is gonna be fantastic. Essentially because, my god, we're gonna receive so much damage because we just do not have proper armor, we do not have enough health bar as it is, so yeah. And essentially Dragoon betrayed us. He was the one that destroyed the core from the Sky Lagoon. It was not the Maverick we saw previously, so we're gonna be having a little bit of a set down here. And with the mech armor, it's just so much more easier to deal with this guy. What the fuck? Mecha's gonna go down. Pretty simple, as you guys saw. There was no science to it. And it's just, you know, trying to bust the living crap out of this guy with the armor, with the mech. But also trying to play a little bit, you know, a little bit safe, trying not to get the armor destroyed so soon. And that's Dragoon. He, as you can see, he was not from Reproforce. He was influenced by somebody else that gave him strength to try to defeat us, but he just couldn't do it. I'm gonna be saving every single time because, you know, the habit. Now that the first Maverick is down, I am gonna be going for Frost Walrus, and Frost Walrus is a pretty easy Maverick. He's just a huge no-brainer to defeat him. His stage is a little bit more challenging, but here we can get a health tank that we normally would not be able to get. But we're definitely going to be getting because, well, we defeated Magma Dragoon. And using special ability, we destroyed this one block over there and essentially just get it. Let's see if I can Get this free man. Extra health. I mean, not extra health, but extra lives. Now, this level is a little bit, you know, a little bit tricky because the level itself is pretty slidey. Like, you just slide through everything because, you know, it's this ice thing that just makes you slide like it's nothing. Now, the gimmick in Mega Man X is that the spikes kill you in one hit, but this ones, they don't. In particular, those that we just went through. What the fuck? This segment right here, a little bit tricky, nothing to worry about. Fuck, I think I messed it up. Oh no, it was okay. This boss coming up ahead is a lot much more easier with the weakness, but I said I was gonna be doing Xbox here only, so let's go for it. It just takes a little longer, but it's pretty simple to beat. Fuck. What the fuck? Fuck. Is he gonna beat him? My god. That was pretty treacherous right there. Hey, the newbie boy. What's up, man? I'm sorry for not being able to read your comments before. I'm having a hard time reading the comments. It's just I don't have a second like screen to be able to read, so I'm gonna be trying to read them through my phone because that's essentially what I have. And yeah, I'm sorry for the cussing. Sometimes the games get the best out of me. Not gonna lie. But yeah, the stage is a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer than what we were used to with Magma Dragoon's stage. And if we follow this mid path through over here, we're able to get our weapon tank, which is gonna be pretty useless, I must say, because we're not gonna be using the special weapons, but you know, it's always good to get all the items. Fuck. I tried. I have to beat that one every time the bird shows up because it's gonna freeze the entire stage and it's not cool. I am gonna need the health pellet anytime soon. I don't know if there's like a proper way to like, let's see if this one in particular can work. See if my phone is like active enough to. What the hell? Dude! How am I supposed to get up there? They give this weapon pellet, but they do not give you health. What the hell? For some reason, all of this Frost bosses, they are always big and slow, and like, this old robot is gonna defeat me. They sent this old robot against me. They're always with this old robot type of thing going on. So the gimmick is just essentially going from one side to another, wall jumping before he gets to clash on the wall. And like at half health, he's gonna start popping up this fuck. And that's about it. It's pretty simple. This guy is pretty simple. He can hurt you with those, particularly with those crystal snow things. But that's about it. There's this one point where he builds this giant piece of ice, but it just doesn't happen that often, and he's completely exposed while he charges that. We got the first tower, which is completely... Nah, it's definitely not gonna be used in this playthrough. Now, the thing here is that before we fight... Before we... how do you say this? Like, when we defeat 4 of these bosses, we're gonna have to face the Colonel. So... Colonel is not exactly like a hard boss, but he can be pretty tricky. So I'm gonna try to build myself up as best as I can before dealing with him. I am definitely gonna need these 2 guys, so I am going to go for Web Spider, which is gonna give me the first armor upgrade, health tank, and that's gonna be swell. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be pretty good also for facing Jet Stingray up next, which was the other one I said. We can just jump right from here. And right in this section, we're gonna be going... Oh. We're gonna take all the way to the right here. And it's gonna be our first capsule. Now, this first capsule is gonna be giving us the leg improvement, which is fantastic for maneuverability and just essentially just being able to move in general. Not only that, but it's gonna help moving through stages a lot more. It's also pretty good for facing certain bosses like the Colonel and Jet Stingray, because the hover ability allows us to stay in the air for a cute amount of time. It's always and we can now air dash, something that we could not do before. So yeah, it's always pretty good. What the hell, dude? Come on. Those guys are so annoying, dude. Air dashing is so swell. What the hell? This level's not that challenging, to be sincere with you. Specifically with the air dash, it's just a lot much more bearable. That's about it. That's the first segment. Now the second segment, it's not long. It's just essentially moving through this gimmick of spiders kind of go with you, and just essentially things falling off the snakes falling off the damn forest. Bees, just natural animals trying to kick her ass. And the span of bees go down rather quickly with the charge shot. Now with the special ability we gained from Magma Dragoon, we can actually burn through this right here. What the fuck? There we go. Here we're gonna need the air dash option, otherwise dash jumping is not gonna be enough. And we get the heart tank, which is always swell. We're gonna do the same thing again. The hell? And that's the stage. That's the first stage. I'm gonna be returning to my regular self, and web spider, it's not hard. It just takes a lot of shots and a lot of patience to just drain this guy down. This is when he gets at half health, he will, oh my god, this thing's do so much damage. He's gonna drop in this giant massive spider web. The hover ability is fantastic to counter those small little spiders, but not exactly the best to just deal with them itself. The spider itself, like the web itself, doesn't hurt, but It's pretty tricky. It's pretty tricky because he does move pretty quick around it, and he's gonna be trying to throw these mobile spiders as well. So yeah. And we got lightning web, which is essentially useless. No, it's actually useful. It's actually useful for I don't remember which stage was that. I think it was Storm Owls. We can only get a particular item with it, and without it, it's literally impossible to get it. So, yeah. We're gonna be going now to the Marine base, and in the Marine base we get a sub tank, a hard tank, and that's about it. That's about it. We only get those two things, but I need the sub tank real quick. Sub tanks are gonna be my the best thing I can get in this particular playthrough. And I hate this fucking segment, dude. It's retardedly... It's not as bad as a particular one that will be coming soon, but in Mega Man X5, but it's still a huge pain in the ass. Here we drop down to get the hard tank. It's not that bad, but it's just rather... It's rather tricky because you're getting scrolled up. And everything's just blowing up, and if you get caught up into one of those things, you're as good as dead. Yeah, and we're actually gonna be able to see Jet Stingray itself pretty soon. There we go. There he is. If we use the air dash with the bike, we can actually kill him, like pretty freaking easy. It's just gonna go around trying to shoot some stuff at us, but it's nothing like that bad. What the fuck? And in this particular hill right here, we're gonna jump and air dash. And there we go. Pretty simple stage. Nothing too crazy. We get our health completely refilled. And we're gonna face the Maverick himself. It's a pretty short stage, essentially because it's just moving rather fast, but yeah. Now this guy is also a huge pain in the ass, like actual huge pain in the ass. Fuck, I thought I was gonna hit him. Gonna suck it up. That hurts like for mega damage. It's absolutely fucking retarded. Pretty simple, but it's really, really obnoxious to deal with this guy when you're a zero. It's absolutely retarded. It's one of the worst Mavericks, not because he's hard, but because it's so retarded to beat him without its special weakness. It's just absolutely fucking stupid. But nevertheless, we got Round Hunter, which is useful for nothing. This one's absolutely useless. Now we're gonna have to face the Colonel. So yeah, we're gonna have to face the Colonel, and his weakness is the ice ability we got from Frost Walrus, which is this one. He doesn't get stunned, it's just particular damage that gets to him, but the best thing you can get before fighting this guy is the hover ability, and your guys are gonna see soon why.
I've been waiting to fight with you.
Always jump whenever he fades away. Otherwise, you're gonna have to like precisely air dash whenever he does that if you do not have the hover ability, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. You can also hover through those projectiles, but it's not really that bad. You can just jump through him. You don't have to move. You legitimately only need the hover ability and have a good timing with your shots, and you know, just jumping in general when he disappears. Fuck, I almost messed it up. It's about, what, about 5 shots left remaining? What the fuck? That shit hurts a lot. You don't wanna... And that's about it. He goes down pretty easily in terms of pattern, you know. But it's just rather tricky because he deals so much damage. If you fail to dodge just a couple of his attacks, you're essentially not dead, but hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. And now that he's gone, we can progress with the remaining 4 Mavericks. And for utility purposes, I am gonna go I need to get this guy in order to effectively fight this guy. And then be able to get this one and go to this one. So we're gonna go to the Air Force, where we can get a hard tank and a fantastic improvement to our equipment. The stage is also rather short, not as short as the previous one, but it's not that long. And this is a little bit of a hack, if I may say so myself. You guys are gonna check it out soon. You essentially get up on here, and he's just gonna keep on flying every time. You don't want the mech to get any hurt, so just be sure to throw up all your stuff. Up here we think we get some healing. Yeah, we do get an energy pellet. Now here we're gonna have to go rather quick to get this tank before he explodes. And now we can just hover. And we jump over through here and we literally get through everything. Nothing can hurt us at this point. And now we do have to hurry up in this one segment. And that's about it. That's the first part. It goes by rather quick. First area is pretty simple. Not much science behind it. Second area, we've got the hard tank, and now we're gonna get our next improvement, which is fantastic, and it's the best thing I can get for an X-Buster only playthrough. Now in this particular segment right here, before going to the next room, we're gonna go with Web Spider, which is the this one particular web thing going on. And we look at there, air dash, and we will skip the first one. And what? I guess I couldn't. But we're essentially just gonna go ahead and skip it. This one just allows us to throw, I think it's 2 fully charged shots, but it's not as useful as this one. This one allows us to charge your shot and not only deal more damage, but it's a much more bigger energy shot than the one we had. You can see it's a lot much more bigger. And we have to go again through this fucking, there we go. And not only that, but we can it also leaves this like this energy plasma thing behind every single, you guys are just gonna see it. It's a hard thing to explain, but when it has contact with an enemy, it leaves this energy ball that basically drains health. So it's really useful against some of the bosses, and you guys are gonna see how useful it is. Look how fast it drains the health. And that's pretty simple. We get our health fully filled, and by now we've got our health tank like almost half. We're now facing the Maverick. Stage is pretty short, as I told you. This guy loves to fly around, and the reason why I got this Buster so quickly, rather, is because I needed to properly shoot this guy. He deals also so much damage. It's absolutely ridiculous how much damage this guy deals when he like fully gets onto you. This one, you see how much damage he took of me? How much life he took of me, rather. That attack is so hard to dodge, dude. Fuck. My God. Every shot counts against this son of a bitch. You see how useful the plasma shot thing is? It's fantastic. Fuck. Yeah, all his shots, like all his moves, deal so much damage. It's crazy. I mean, there's one particular move that doesn't do that much damage, but besides that, it's absolutely ridiculous how much damage he does with this one charge move. The storms he generates, they're ridiculous. They do so much damage. But he's gone. He's gone. I kid you not, but the hardest thing about the X-Buster only playthrough / C-Saber only playthrough is the fact that you have to face all these bosses in this one particular room, and it's absolutely hard as fuck. It's the hardest thing in the game. It's harder than the final boss itself. Right now, with the plasma shot, I can now face. Right, I could actually I can now face Split Mushroom in the Bio Laboratory, which is a rather simple stage. Rather simple, but the hard thing about this guy is the fight against him is absolutely fucking retarded. Like, he just does clones of himself and it just becomes a huge mess. You see how the plasma shot just drains everything, dude. It's fantastic. Now I'm taking my time in here because I need to farm. I need to farm those health pellets for my I need to farm that energy for my health tank. I need it filled. What the fuck? Everything deals so much damage, dude. I completely forgot I could have gone for the chest upgrade, which is also useful as fuck. Mainly because this guy is gonna probably kick my ass. My defense is really, really low. This one part over here, they did not insta-kill you, the spikes, but they do hurt for a crap ton of damage. Oh! 2 massive health pellets, thanks God. We're gonna fight a mini boss in this one, and every shot counts because every time he pops up from the spikes below, he's gonna burst one of those platforms, and the Buster helps a crap ton, dude. Spikes are gone. We can now move on. And if he happens to destroy every single platform before, then those are terrible news because you're gonna instant die. Those spikes are one-shot kill. These fucking spike balls are so hard to dodge. And now we're gonna have to literally wall climb this as fast as we can. Fuck! You initially do that, but if you can't, or you couldn't, rather. Fuck. Alright, we can always try it again. You can always use that ability to just, you know, wall climb. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys how to do it. It's and you would get it, but the deal is trying to get it without it, so because it's a lot much more faster. And now this is the final section before the Maverick. It's a pretty long stage, I must say, compared to the other ones specifically. We can climb it, get an energy pellet, and a health pellet. Which is always great against this son of a bitch. He's so hard. Particularly with Zero, it's absolutely hard. So crazy. Now he's gonna jump always against the opposing side. He gets this one particular clone that's just gonna mimic everything he's gonna do, just in a different way, like in a different pattern rather. I think I'm gonna be able to beat him. May not need the hard tank, or maybe I do. I don't know. I'm not gonna die for sure. God bless, I made it. I thought I was gonna need like the armor upgrade because it's ridiculous how much damage he can do with just so much spinning and going around, you know, just it's a huge miss. But it's not that bad. Apparently. With Zero, everything is just so much more harder with Zero, it's retarded. Like it's just a completely different game and like hard, like in level wise, how hard the game is. Okay. And now, before going any further, I am gonna go to the volcano once again. Because I'm gonna get one part that I could not get the first time I was here. Yeah, I forget. I always forget that just... Fuck! Wall jumping here is just so much more easier, for the love of God. It's just so much more easier than air dashing. Because I think this stage was just thought on to be designed to be done with dash jumping and not with air dash. Fuck! Oh my god. Oh my god. I almost messed that up. Look how quick that plasma remaining thing takes down the door. It's just a one second thing. These guys are so obnoxious. In this one section here, we're gonna have to go drop out of the mech, and we're gonna go for the... Fuck, I forgot. I think I don't have that ability yet. Yeah, I don't have it. I'm a retard. Yeah, oh my god, I forgot it. Jesus Christ! Okay, I definitely messed that up. I took the stage I didn't have to take yet. I need slash beasts. Slash beasts. Special weapon, so I'm just gonna go for slash beasts. So I can get that freaking armor upgrade as fast as I can. I need the chest upgrade. Because my defense is just so low, everything just mega stuns me. Now the gimmick from this stage is that you just have to move from train to train essentially. Nothing particular from this stage, to be sincere with you. It's a little bit long and like repetitive, if I must say. Everything, this plasma shot just nukes everything that's in the middle of the way. It's just so useful. And this mini boss right here, it's pretty simple to defeat. All we have to do is just shoot, and that's about it. When you have the upgrade, it's a lot much more easier. It's a lot much more easier to deal with. And now the second section, a little bit longer, but it has an item that we're gonna be really thankful to get. So yeah. What the fuck? Now we get the mech armor in this one, and the useful thing about this armor is that it can actually destroy the entire train section. Now, the train sections, they don't, there's no particular utility in destroying them. Only this particular section, because it has a hard tank unit, but besides that, you can literally destroy all of this and it's basically worthless. Like, there's no real point in destroying them, unless they really do make the game easier for you, like the stage. Also, something to point out is that this mech armor also, oh my god, these enemies. The mech armor can also destroy the great giant boulders that we could not destroy with our, like with a regular buster shot, which is always awesome. Oh. That part is absolutely fucking retarded. Like, how do you expect to get chased down by 3 of those guys at the same time? Thankfully, we do get a huge energy pellet over there, and we're able to refill everything. Because Slash Beast is not hard, but he deals a lot of damage. He deals a lot of damage with every single shot he does, so we want to avoid that. And now, facing against the boss himself. All we truly gotta do is watch out for like about 2 moves that are a little bit random, and maintain our distance. Maintaining our distance is really important, because there's this one move where he throws this pink projectiles, green ones, sorry, and because Mega Man cannot he cannot duck in this game, we literally have to dash as we move so that we avoid those particular shots. Now when he does that, we have to also get out of the we need to also get out of the wall, because he's gonna he's also gonna tumble us from behind there. The Buster upgrade is a blessing against this guy, because it just keeps on damaging him after you shoot him. That makes the fight so much more bearable. Also, the leg parts, being able to hover helps to avoid this one move where he goes like left and right. It's just so useful. And now we got Twin Slasher, which was the weapon that I needed previously when I went to Magma Dragoon stage for the 2nd time. It's particularly that one weapon that I needed. So I'm gonna go and redo the volcano area. Oh my god. Now for the 3rd goddamn time, we're gonna go into this stage. And now, use the Twin Slasher where it was meant to be used in the previous time we went here. What the fuck? The air thing does literally no damage to this son of a bitch. What the hell? Okay, so now we're gonna go for it. We'll destroy those blocks and we get the armor upgrade, which will, I think, reduce damage by half or something. And it also, every time we get like damaged, it allows us to like recharge, like load this Giga attack, which is it's okay. It's good. It's good. It's just that you need to load it, and it's a little bit retarded sometimes. But that's what we needed in that one particular stage. All right. Now we're gonna be fighting our last Maverick, which is Cyber Peacock in cyberspace. The reason why I took this guy last is because first, he's a little bit annoying to fight. Probably the most annoying one, probably alongside Split Mushroom. But the main reason why I left Cyber Peacock right after Split Mushroom is because we're gonna need this ability. The gimmick from this stage is that you're gonna be basically rushing, and this is a time rush. And at the end of the stage, you're gonna have like a rank, depending on how long you took. If you took it a lot of time, it's gonna be, you know, decreasing. And every time you get an S rank, you will essentially get a prize. This one was the hard tank. And we have 2 more prizes left to go. Fuck, we ran out of energy. Crap. But I think we have the energy tank, so no problem. We got our second sub tank, and we're certainly gonna refill Soul Body. And I think this is the last segment. Yeah, this is no, there's one more segment that, no, yeah, this is the last one, I think. Yeah, this is the last one. Then we got the S rank again. It's not that hard, really. You don't have to rush for your fucking life, but it does certainly help to go as fast as possible. Now this is the best. Well, yeah, it's technically the best part of the entire armor, but it's not the most useful to this playthrough because I'm not gonna be using special weapons. But this essentially makes all of your weapon usage like limitless. You can literally spam every single ability you have from each Maverick. So the weapon tank, it's pretty much useless at this point because all of your abilities are now spammable. You can literally use them as long as you want. Now I can use all these abilities as long as I want without getting any of them burned down. The only time you get to burn them down is when it's essentially when you like fully charge a weapon to use its charged version, but besides that it will not get wasted. I know this one gimmick of turning things upside down. What the fuck? And now that we turned the thing upside down, the times we did it, now we just head to the Maverick himself. Maverick itself. I don't know the gender of Cyber Peacock. And Cyber Peacock is not really that hard with Mega Man X. It is absolutely retarded with Zero. It's the most retarded, if not one of the most retarded boss fights. These are essentially the three things it does, like appear where you are at and that's about it. The boss is not that hard with X because you're able to do things from a distance, and if you could actually see what was going on, the guy or the monster itself just tries to get really close to you to do lots of contact damage, and this one particular thing where he just throws this like spears at you, it does a crap load of damage. Like, it's actually crazy. And now we've unlocked the final stages, which essentially always come after you defeat all 8 Mavericks. And now the Reploforce is gonna go to space. They're gonna go to the spaceport. Now, but before we go there... Did I go to first WALRUS? And there are 2 things from this level that are really, really useful. First one is going up in here, because there's literally weapon energy and just essentially everything you need. Everything you need to fill all of your tanks. You get a free man, you get everything, dude, literally. You can see now I'm already halfway through that one. This sport is a lot much more bearable with the leg parts. It's just so much more bearable. And now in this one particular segment, right at the very end of this one part, we're gonna climb the ladder. Switch to Web Spider's ability. And I think an air dash is easier. There we go. Now, what we just took there was an X tank. It essentially makes every time that we start a level, makes it that we start with 4 lives instead of, you know, regular 2 lives. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. And I'm gonna go one more time just to farm the last half that I need to fill my second health tank. It's not like the last stages really demand any of it, but it's always good to be aware of everything. Something cool about Soul Body is that you can actually load like a regular X to fight for you. He cannot charge shots, but hey, it's essentially a copy of you doing the dirty job for you. So it's always good. And we can now escape. We have all our health fully filled. All our sub-tanks are ready. And yeah. We're gonna head to probably the shortest, most insignificant level of all the entire game, but it's understandable. It's a spaceport, it's not meant to be anything else. It's always good to move around. Because there's a lot of these crazy guys that love to just jump at you with no reason at all. Plasma shot, excellent against this giant bouldering guys. And that's it. The level is literally done. We will take this little thing over here. And there's an energy pellet that will heal. I think it's the entirety of our health bar. Remember that the Colonel is weak to Frost Tower, but because I'm not using any of that, I am certainly not gonna be doing anything besides just pointing out the obvious. This is our second fight against him. He's essentially the same thing we just did. He has just 2 more moves, which your guys are probably gonna see soon, but he deals a little bit more damage, which was already retarded before. And he's a lot much more faster, but he's essentially the same. He has the same patterns.
Waiting to fight with you.
Same thing over there. We're gonna get in the middle between those green things. The fuck? This is the second one. You always want to go to the highest part of the wall. And there we go. That's essentially the battle. It's not that hard, it's just a little bit... It's a slightly buffed version of the Colonel that we faced previously. He's a lot faster, deals a little bit more damage, and has 2 new moves, which was the ground crush thing and the electrical thing he summoned. Now that the Colonel's gone, we're gonna be facing a completely unexpected enemy in the next stage. So we return to the Hunter base, and Double, which is our assistant, tells us that Repliforce has already shipped to space. Double doesn't want us to go. Mega Man is pretty clear on what he's gonna do. So we're heading to the final stage. It's the final weapon, and enjoy this cutscene.
I'm terribly sorry.
It's me. Those hunters must not be allowed in here. Terminate them.
Roger. What a freak.
Hey, Double, what's the matter?
Commander X, please respond.
What happened? Report.
Nothing to worry about.
No further transmissions unless necessary to carry out the operation.
Understood.
I'm breaking contact.
And now, X will be my next target.
My God, the voice acting is terrible. But yeah, Double was a double agent. Who would have seen that coming? Also, this second stage is actually pretty short too, and it's not that complicated at all. It's rather straight to the point type of level. We are already at the boss. Now I'm gonna use here the fire to burn this guy down. And yeah, it's double.
I'm gonna recycle you.
Now, Double can be tricky because of the evil slash move. You wanna stall a little bit before he moves onto you, because otherwise he's gonna predict your move and he's just gonna hurt you. It's almost good to air dash. That's the strongest move he has, and it's also the one that's the hardest to dodge. But it's really easy to dodge. Like, once you dodge the first one, it's just dashing back. And that's it for Double. It's funny how every single one of the enemies always say that this guy is like a weakling, but he's literally kicking everybody's ass. Like, I don't get it. I wanted to get a shot closer to Double, but I couldn't. Just so you guys could see like his damaged body, but nevertheless. Now we're 2 stages off from actually finishing the game. I've been taking the upper section with X. For this, you're gonna need a web spider. You're gonna have to wait for the entire pink animation to go out. Oof, almost fell into that. All these spikes, they're instant kills, so you don't want to mess with them. They give us a complete health refill, so there's nothing to worry about in terms of like health. If you're wondering, the general, which is the guy we're gonna be facing now, is weak to Slash Beast's special weapon. But then again, we're gonna be going with the regular Buster, which is actually pretty freaking easy to deal with. I wouldn't even bother to use the special weakness even if I wasn't doing this playthrough. By the way, he's freaking gigantic, dude.
Show me your true power.
Show me your true power. You can technically damage him from this one particular corner, so you don't have to do anything else. He's already dying and I haven't even taken a single hit. It is the easiest fight in the entire game. There's no science behind it. If you wanted to go with its weakness, you just had to basically jump on the fists, and the fists would eventually get pretty close to his head, which is the only spot you can actually, you know, hurt the general. And yeah, you would have to get in close with that and just pretty much use it on his face. And now apparently somebody else is controlling the weapon, and Earth is in danger because the weapon could fall into the earth and pretty much kill everybody on it. So we're almost at endgame right now, and this is the final stage of the game. Well, not exactly the final stage. We need to encounter. Well, yeah, it's essentially the final one. They are pretty generous to give us not only an energy pellet, but a complete health refill one. And now this is the hardest part of a no special weapon type of thing, which is essentially dealing with the boss rush. Just fighting all of the bosses all over again in one single run. They're not much of a trouble type of thing with X, so let's just go ahead and do it all over again. It's just, there's just so much going on with this guy. The doubles, the jumping, the purple smoke that hurts. It's just so much that's going on that it's a complete huge mess. How the fuck did it even hurt me? Fuck, I ran into that. With like a couple of hits, he literally took down half my health. What the fuck? Oh my god, no. God damn it, I messed up my wall jump. It's just Stingray, which is not really that any challenging at all with the new buster, so. Plasma shots just burn down everything he does. What the fuck? Man, I fucked up my wall jumps. Now I'm having a little bit less health with the next couple Mavericks, probably. Sorry I haven't been checking the chat. The newbie boy, what's up, man? Anderson, what's up, dude? Please watch your language, man. What the fuck? This guy only does this ability when it's like... Fuck, this shit does so much damage, dude. Man, this boss is ridiculous sometimes. And he's just so hard with Zero. This boss rush is so ridiculous with that character. Just so much more harder. I think this is Web Spider. First WALRUS? Yeah, it's first WALRUS. I'm gonna need the full health for Web Spider. It's just a little bit of a test of endurance, and I don't like that. Just want to get my fight over and done with these guys. Fuck. My god, the plasma shot is just so goddamn useful. It makes everything just so much more easier. God damn it. Yeah, not god damn it, but rather god bless. I'm missing nobody from here, right? Yeah. Now this guy's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky. It's not completely free, but it's a lot much more easier now that fuck. Now that's a chunk of a lot of damage. How did you dodge that? That move is just so fucking impossible to dodge, brother. Man, what the fuck? That's the first time I've seen him use that ability ever in my entire life. Like, even for the first time I fought him like 1,000 years ago, dude. I think this is it's Web Spider and Magma Dragoon, so I'm gonna be going for Magma Dragoon. Wait, I think I went for Web Spider. Yeah, what the fuck. Alright. Let's go for it. Fuck. My god, I knew he was gonna be a huge pain in the ass. I fucking knew it. My god. This is the final one. It's Magma Dragoon. Ironically, we went in a completely different order this time. Yeah, still pretty easy. Pretty easy, as you can see. There's not much of a science. You just gotta try to not go much to the edges, because he does jump in between point to point. But yeah, it's just a matter of avoiding the Hadoukens. And the Shoryuken should be easy to dodge, since it's pretty much a really short distance type of thing. Now we're facing against the final boss for sure this time. And yeah, Sigma was behind this entire treachery, and get our life refilled, energy completeness, and I'm gonna need to use the fire ability. I know it's only buster thing, but I'm gonna need to use it because, well, the first Sigma only falls down to it. So even if I only use the buster, that deals absolutely no damage to him. So there's no point in using it.
Terror, you are finished.
I'm just gonna charge it and try to kill this guy as soon as I can. Now the second round, not hard at all, but you might not want to get hurt because there's a lot more battle, like, quite ahead of us. He always shoots this one lance 2 times. Time your hovering ability, and you should for sure not get hit by that thing. He's now dead. It's the second Sigma form, and surprise, things are not over. I think this is called Delta Sigma. I'm not sure.
Prepare to become space dust.
There are essentially 2 forms to this battle. There's a head that's always into the ground. And that's pretty easy to deal with when you have the X-Buster. And the head will always be switching. The head will always switch with the body when you're... We'll always switch with the body every now and then. And there will always be an intermediate with the head, so... Yeah, X-Buster is fantastic for... My god, I'm having a terrible time dodging this attack. With... the heads would always be the intermediate between the body and the giant one. So, yeah. Each head will represent an element. And they don't really hurt that much. Even though it might not seem like it, but there's another ability to the plasma head that we just fought right there. And he essentially just shoots this one particular wave of like air, or I don't know, and tries to push you against some spikes. Hasn't done it, I don't know why. But the fight is pretty simple. It's the gimmick is pretty simple. The heads are pretty easy to dodge. You can always destroy the heads as well. This is the part that I was telling you. When one port's gone, you essentially have to just defeat the remaining one. But there will always be a break in between phases. So yeah. And that's it. Yeah, and that's it. Literally, that's it. The game is essentially done by now. And the nobles sacrifice to take down the final weapon and just essentially save planet Earth at this point. And there's a cutscene.
This is Maverick Hunter Headquarters.
Zero.
It's good to see you're safe, X. I was really worried about you.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. It's all over. Go home and rest. You've earned it.
But Zero, what if I become one of the Mavericks?
Don't ask such a silly question. I'm breaking contact now.
Wait, Zero! I'm serious. Zero, if I become a Maverick, you have to take care of me.
Don't be ridiculous. Now hurry on back.
Promise me. Zero.
And that is Mega Man X4. It's a pretty straightforward game. Extremely well designed. It's probably my favorite among... Well, that one and X5, they are both pretty fun. Except X5 has a couple of stages that are a little bit disgusting. Actually, I think it's just one. It's Doc McWhalen, but it's terrible. That stage is so fucking slow, it's retarded. But X4, all the stages were great, fun, challenging one way or the other. The weapon upgrade, but not the weapon upgrade, but the armor upgrade was still in a good way at this point in the series, because you essentially got into one capsule and you got the part right away when you got into the capsule, and then in the next games you literally have to collect all the 4 pieces of the entire armor to use it. You can use like one part in particular and then go for the other ones. No, just have to get all of them, and that's pretty freaking stupid. I don't know who the hell invented that. It's a terrible decision. It's not like terrifyingly bad, but it's just a really, why would you do it type of thing, you know? Why try to fix or change something that's already good, you know? But yeah, X4, it's a really good game. It stepped up from the previous X1 to X3 in many ways. Probably the original Mega Man X is one of the better ones, but I'd agree that this is one of the best, if not the best, of all the Mega Man games out there. It's just so well made. Level design is great. the plot is pretty interesting. Specifically, if you play as Zero, we're gonna see that when it, it's a turn. But yeah, it's cool that we had animated scenes with actual voice acting rather than just texts and images in the back, which is essentially what happens in the upcoming games up until Mega Man X6, which has voice acting, but it's in Japanese and there's essentially no meaning to it when it's essentially just another images and plain text, no movement, nothing. We kind of get that a little bit in X7, fixed a little bit. It's not good either, but the X8 kind of nails it and gets the job done. But X4, fantastic game. I think this is a game from like 1997, 8, something. I don't remember, but it's a game from below the 2000s, and it's fantastic how well made it is. Artwork was beautiful. Just everything was fantastic. Really, really missed the fact that they scrapped out all of the animated, the concept of having animated scenes in the upcoming games. But yeah. Up next, we're gonna be having the Zero playthrough with only C-Saber and no weaknesses. Now there are special weapons that you acquire with Zero that they essentially are special weapons, but you kind of have to use them because they make part of the basics of the game. Like for example, Split Mushroom gives you the air dash, and it's impossible that I would refuse on using the air dash. That's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I will be in theory using special weapons with Zero, but I will not be using weaknesses with Zero. With the exception of the first Sigma fight, which is, again, the same thing. You can use the X-Buster, the C-Saber, nothing's gonna hurt him unless you use the fire weapon you get from Magma Dragoon. But yeah, that's been it. I am going to cut it out now. I think I'll be doing probably tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. Well, I don't think I'll be doing it tomorrow. Probably in about 2 days, I'll be doing the X4 Zero playthrough, which is gonna be a little bit longer because it's a little bit harder with them. It's actually not a little bit hard. It's way harder with them. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot much more challenging. I am definitely gonna die a lot more. It's gonna be a little bit more tedious, but it's still a well thought out game, so I still enjoy it. It's just the boss rush that gets to my nerves, but besides that, it's all good and swell. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody who was in the chat. And stay tuned for the upcoming Zero playthrough. Thanks and goodbye.